How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new match preview on the channel here on Talking Wolves. Hope you guys are keeping well and safe. And today we're going to be previewing the game between Wolves and Everton at Molineux this Tuesday evening. It's going to be, well, back to Premier League action. It's going to be an interesting game for sure. Everton are a team that have started off quite strongly this season, but missing a number of crucial players. And Wolves obviously still got lots to prove, and lots of players who have returned as well that have got to try and prove a point for Wolves as well. Before we kick off though, guys, be sure to hit the like button down below and subscribe to the channel if you're new, and let me know your thoughts ahead of this game down below. And Wolves have advanced into round 4 of the FA Cup. I am recording this before the round 4 and 5 draw, so of course I'm not too sure who we're going to get. Maybe you're going to be watching this during, before or after the draw as well. But yeah, it was a positive evening on Friday for Wolves. A good win against a fellow Premier League side as well. Wolves playing like a 4-3-3 type formation, and I felt it worked quite well, especially in that first half. We looked very, very dominant, and if we can play like that again on Tuesday against Everton, that'll be great, and possibly, obviously, to help us try and get 3 points in that game. I don't think the lineup is going to be too dissimilar, to be honest, from that game on Friday, obviously due to injuries and so on. But the main talking point ahead of it is Patrick Atrone or Fabio Silva. I'd probably say Nuno may stick with Silva for this game, but it would not surprise me to see Catrone come in. I think it's only fair that he gets a decent amount of game time now. I don't think Fabio Silva was expecting to play the amount of games that he has already either. But I think Catrone, before Wolves panic a little bit more, I think Catrone is going to get a fair crack of the whip. We've got this game against Everton, then we've got a huge game next weekend against West Bromwich Albion. Look, that's what the fans want to win the most. However disastrous the season is, Wolves fans will want to win that game. So I think Catrone, he's got a little bit more experience. So possibly starting for this game against Everton and then bring him in for the game against West Brom as well. And obviously, if it's not going well, Wolves are going to want to know that over the next 2 weeks or the next week or so, to see if they do have to dive into the window and put their hands in their pockets and bring in another striker. Worst case scenario. But there was positive signs on against Palace. Obviously, our last Premier League game against Brighton as well. There was positive signs, but we've just got to tighten up a little bit defensively. I think, that clean sheet against Palace was huge for us, really. We haven't had a clean sheet in a long while, and I'm hoping that we can get back to a good, solid, standard defensive performance of Wolves. I'd love us to see to play 4 at the back again, like a 4-3-3 situation. News has come out today from the Everton camp. Obviously, they've got no Allen. They've got no Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who's been such a pivotal part of their season so far. And Richarlison is a doubt as well. And without Richarlison, without Calvert-Lewin, and without Allen, Wolves got a good chance of getting something in this game. Everton has still got some good players, I believe. James Rodriguez is returning as well. So they've got some good players, and you can just look at their season so far. They started off so brilliantly, and they're in a good position right now. Wolves have got a decent record against Everton, though, over the last couple of years. I think we beat them at home last year. Quite convincingly, actually. They did beat us at Goodison Park, though. We beat them at Goodison Park the year before. We got a decent record against Everton since being promoted back into the Premier League. So I'm hoping that we can carry that on and give them another good game today. But we're going to be learning a little bit more now about Everton. And this is Max Carlyle from the Grand Old Team Everton page, and these are his views ahead of the game.
Hello guys, I'm Max Carlyle of the Everton Forum Grand Old Team, and I'm going to answer some of your questions ahead of Everton's trip to Wolves on Tuesday evening. Firstly, how do I think Everton's season has been so far? Well, you've got to say it's been an anomaly of a season, very strange for everybody involved in sports. But from an Everton perspective, I think it's gone considerably well. Everton won their first 7 on the bounce in all competitions, their best start to a season in 126 years. And from there, we've seen seismic improvement from the season past. Yes, we've had a few slip-ups along the way. like losses to Newcastle, Southampton, Manchester United, and most recently West Ham at home. But as I say, all things considered, I think it's been pretty good. Which Everton players have impressed me the most this season? You'd be a fool if you didn't say Dominic Calvert-Lewin, our number 9, who has improved exponentially since Carlo Ancelotti arrived at the club. He obviously scored the first goal of the Carlo Ancelotti era in his first game against Burnley, Boxing Day 2019. And from there, he's been Everton's standout player by far, in all fairness. In the 2021 season, as of yet, he scored 14 goals in 19 appearances, and he's well in the mix for the Golden Boot this season. Yeah, we've had some other fantastic performers like Alan from Napoli, Decore as well as midfield partner. But as I say, it's got to be DCL, pick of the bunch. Which Wolves player worries me the most? Now, I've said before, I quite like Wolves. I like their approach. I like Espirito Santo. Whether Wolves are playing as a back four or a back five or back three or however you want to put it, and they always seem to stick by the same principles of wanting to bring the game to their opponent. As far as players go, I've always been a huge admirer of Ruben Neves from his time at Porto. He can always cause problems from the centre of the park, whether it's with his passing range or with his set pieces, as Everton found out in his first game in English football. There's some other great footballers there, Daniel Pogant, Pedro Neto, great players. But my pick of the bunch is Ruben Neves. Finally, my prediction. I hate having to give actual predictions because sport, it's an unscripted drama, especially football. It can go any way. The last game I gave a prediction for was Everton against Palace at Selhurst Park. I picked 2-1 and Everton won 2-1. I know Wolves haven't been as sparkling as they were in seasons past. So I'm going to be bold and I'm going to say a 1-0 win to Everton. Hopefully there'll be more, but I'll go for a 1-0 win for the Toffees. Take care, everyone.
Big thanks to Max for those. I really do appreciate that. And in terms of the lineup for Wolves, it sounds like the same old players are still injured, unfortunately. Obviously, Jimenez is out, Johnny is out, Marcel Pedence and Bolly still facing a couple of issues. But the reintroduction of Leander Dendoncker, I feel, was pivotal against Palace, and it's going to be massive again today against Everton. I think for Wolves, I think it'll be Patricio in goal. I think there'll be very little changes from that team. I may be surprised, but I think there'll be very little changes. Patricio in goal, Ait-Nouri, Sace, Cody, and Semedo. Dendoncker, Matinho, Neves, Neto, Adama, and I will go Catrone. Up top. But I wouldn't be surprised to see Fabio stay and keep his place in the team. I don't think Morgan Gibbs-White will come in just yet. Obviously, Vitinha as well within a shout of getting starts and so on. But I think that will be the starting lineup. Look, I said it on the review of the Palace game. I think we'll still need to bring in some players. I still think there's space for one or two numbers, especially like a top quality centre half, really. But yeah, I would look to bring some more players in, whether that be loan deals. I don't know. If Wolves are scrapping for cash, we may see some late loan deals happen right at the end of January. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Everton got a few, a bit shaky at the moment, a few injuries themselves. Wolves have got to take full advantage of that. Guys, be sure to hit the like button down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you all very, very soon.